Hey guys, Chris back with you on SeeSeas Aquatic Adventures, and I had made a food video about a month ago, and I actually went through the whole steps of how I make my own food, my own fish food. And unfortunately, when I went through and was going through the content, I did not like the video. I didn't like the way I filmed it, didn't like the way it came out. So I'm going to do a quick video just to recap and just to show you guys real quick how I make my fish food, and we're gonna just go through the ingredient list and let you know how much I put in and how I mix it. I did forget to get something out of the freezer. Let me just get a couple things that I like to use when I'm making food. One thing that you guys do want to have, if you want to save money on food and you want to make your own food, and in these times we definitely want to save money on food, man. The way the gas prices are and everything else, inflating really high. We want to make sure that we have money to feed our fish. So the first thing I do is I make sure that my handy dandy food processor is ready to go. It's cleaned and ready to go, which it is right now. And I also have a magic bullet, which if you don't have a magic bullet, I definitely highly recommend one. You can use this to grind any food. I know I used to use it on flaxseed. You can grind flaxseed down, garlic, anything that you want to grind down, anything wet, anything, because you can see it's like it's you put anything in this cup and it'll grind it up. So I use that for like when I want to grind the pellets like this. I use Omega 1. I also have other brands in there, Hikari. I like to use the stuff that my fish like to eat. And the original reason why I made this video is to make food for the puffers. Now, my puffers are like clams and mussels. I don't put live clams in there. I've tried it. They don't like to eat the shells. They haven't been able to do that. They haven't done it yet. I've tried it, and it doesn't work for them. I think leopard puffers are a little bit different. I don't think that they really have big teeth. I haven't seen it yet. If they do, actually, I'll have to grind them down. But if I tried clams in the past, I tried live mussels in the past, and it just hasn't worked. They haven't been able to eat bust the shells open. So I know Fahaka puffers and other puffers like that do like to eat shelled clams. I haven't gotten there with them yet, but I may try it again eventually. And like I said, I've tried it in the past and it hasn't worked. But anyway, I feed them mussels. I usually give them there's like there's 3.5 ounce little cubes that you can buy. I usually use that, and I put it in there frozen so they eat the mussels and they're able to get the nutrients that they need. So what I decided to do, because I can't find mussels anywhere online, and any type of ground up clam, so I decided to go to my local supermarket in the seafood department and get a bushel of mussels, bushel of clams, and I get my wife has the food sealer. I'm not sure what the hell they call it, but the food, she seals all the food and puts it in the freezer. We go to the store and get I think it's about a pound bag of shrimp, and we separate them. I like to use 10 shrimps in my food, so we put 10 shrimp in a bag and seal it up. And it's not supposed to have any freezer burn. It looks like it. She got some air in there, but that she just started using it. So it's a one of these things. It's a food saver. She likes to use, and she just started using it. So I know some of the other stuff for us pretty good, but that apparently didn't. So anyway, so the ingredients that I like to use, first of all, get yourself, you get your cichlid pellets. I grind them up in here. I usually like to grind up about 3/4 of a cup. Okay, that's going to be your main base of your food, the main dry base. So the only really dry ingredients I use is the pellets, and I have to use garlic. Now I use minced garlic. I just mince it up in here. I just grind up in the magic bullet. You can use garlic powder. You can use fresh garlic. I don't have any fresh garlic on hand, so I use the minced garlic, and I just broke it down. And when I did do it, I just used a magic bullet I mixed the sickle pellets and the garlic in the same thing. It was, like I said, it was about 3/4 cup of the sickle pellets. You can use half, or depending on how dry you want it. You don't want it too dry. You want it more wet so it freezes good. But you can use either 1/2 cup or 3/4 cup, depending on how much you're making. I had a bushel of both, and 10 shrimp, so I was going to use 3/4. So I used 3/4 of a cup, and then I used about a tablespoon of garlic. Fish love garlic, so whenever that if your fish are having a hard time eating, always add garlic to their food. They just, for some reason, garlic gets them to eat. Okay, so whenever you're making this food, definitely want to use garlic. I like to add some of the stuff that they like. I get the 16-ounce blocks, if you look in the freezer, of the mice and shrimp and bloodworms, same size. I just break off a chunk and I put it in some water. Okay, because you want this to be wet, so you put a little bit of water, maybe about 1/4 cup of water. And same thing with the shrimp, mice and shrimp. So blowworms, mice, shrimp, and they also have in here there's krill. Now krill, I ran out of krill. I usually get the 16-ounce big container of that too, and I just break a chunk off and put it in there too, and you can mix it all together. But I actually have this in for my guys tonight, so there's krill in there. There's little cubes of krill. I usually use, if I don't have any stuff to break up, I use 4 of this 3.4 ounce, 3.5 ounce, 4 or 5 3.5 ounce blocks of cubes of krill that you buy in the store. You could buy, like I said, you could use a nice chunk off if you get a big block of it. Okay, so I like to use those small ingredients, and that will entice the fish to eat. Also, like I said, 10 shrimp. Now I use regular shrimp you get in the store. You can buy frozen shrimp in the frozen seafood department. Buy a 16-ounce bag. If you buy the mussels and the clams and the shrimp, the main ingredients, you're looking at about $25, between 25 and 30 bucks, and that's going to go a long way. I made about 2 batches of this stuff, so it's going to last me about a month. I don't feed this to them every day, but the puffers do get some of it every day, and bloodworms. So, but anyway, when you mix everything together, grind it up in here. Just mix it until you get a nice consistency. The consistency is going to look like this. This is a one I made. That's the consistency you want. If you take a look, it's still a little bit wet. It's got some softness to it. When you feed it to the fish, it'll disperse in there. So you only have to feed like a little bit in the tank, and it'll disperse throughout the whole tank. I'll show you that in a second when I feed it to the big guys. And all my tanks get the stuff right now. So I will show you that in a second. So yeah, that's the consistency you want. Okay. Now, whenever you get it to the point where you want, you'll obviously have like a nice, nice level, almost like a pate almost, but you want a little bit more wet. So if it's not wet enough, just add some water. That's what I usually do. It's not going to kill your fish. And also, to get more liquid in there, you want to use, I use this stuff. This is called Vitachem. This is good stuff for your fish, for their color and for their coat. I would definitely highly recommend that. You can buy that on Aquarium Co-op. You can buy that in any online store. I don't see them a lot in fish stores. I haven't seen it a lot there, but you can get it because it doesn't sell a lot. But it's a really good product. I've been using that product for a long time, and I add it to my food. I add it to this stuff here. This stuff I'm actually going to feed to my guys tonight. They all get vitamins. It's good for their health. So once you're done grinding it all up and you get a good consistency, you want to pour it into your ice cube trays. As you can see, I already used a lot of this stuff. I used that ice cube tray right there, and then there's another one here I have that is just like this. It's going to be a little bit more in there. Yeah, I'll put everything back in the freezer. So that's what you want to do. And like I said, when you feed your fish, that's 1 cube right there. I could probably feed about 5 or 6 tanks for that. I'll show you guys in a second here. Okay, so then, like I said, you grind it up, and then this is what I'm going to feed the guys tonight. I'm going to get in the spoon so I can show you how these guys eat it. So let's go into the fish room, and I'll show you guys. like I said, it's kind of a quick video. I did do it prior, and I didn't like the way it came out. So these are the puffers here. I'm gonna give these guys a good amount because they like to eat it. Go over here, and sometimes put that in there, and you see him go after it. The other guy will go to it too. He just they kind of fight sometimes, but they love it. So they get that. As you can see, it does get a lot of food. It does give him a lot of food. So this guy will go after, like I said, they kind of, he likes to wait. He's eating behind the rock now. You can see that there's some stuff behind the rock. So sometimes he doesn't eat. I don't know. He's a little weird. But I'll just feed the other tank real quick, and I'll show you guys when I put this in here how they go crazy. So I got the, as you can see, they go nuts, and it disperses. See the way it disperses? Then they can go and get a couple of deals and grab the food. So let me just get. I just want to turn this up. I got this thing on, the wave maker, and so you see that they have food. It goes all over the place. They like to eat it, and you can see they love it. And it disperses, like I said. So you have like a lot of food in there, and the fish, they love it. So this is Big Frank. He said he'd come up to the top of the tank to eat it. So yeah, he goes crazy. So that's pretty much it. And you can grab, I like to grab like a paper plate, put it in there. I'm gonna shake it off a little bit. Sorry for knocking this thing around, but you can see how much you can get out of the one thing, and the fish go crazy for it. You can see them. Yeah. So really good food, and it's very healthy for them. Like I said, it's vitamins. Most of the fish that are omnivores or carnivores will eat it. Give it to the African cichlids too. If you want, you can always add some vegetables to it. I didn't think to add any, green beans or whatever you want, spinach. So pretty much that's it. I mean, that's the video. Like I said, your main thing is going to be a food processor and a magic bullet. I'm not saying you have to use those. You could buy a smaller grinder and grind up your cichlid pellets and your minced garlic. Like I said, about between a half and three-quarters of a cup, depending on how much food you're making. About a tablespoon of garlic. You can use fresh garlic. If you want to use fresh garlic, I would use like maybe 6 or 7, 6 to 8, pieces of cloves of garlic, and then you could grind that up too. Also, like I said, bloodworms. I break off a chunk, mash a shrimp, and I break off a chunk of krill, and then 10 big shrimp, large shrimp, and then your mussels and your clams, and then just mix it all together. And like I said, get a good consistency. You make sure you want to use your vitamins. I use Vitachem. You can use fresh vegetables instead of Vitachem. Probably give you some good color. So just keep that in mind when you're doing that. Get a good consistency, and then your main thing is getting it frozen. So you keep it frozen, keep it solid in there, and you got some good food. So any questions in the comments, let me know and I'll answer them. Like I said, this video I made about a month ago, and I wasn't able to, I didn't want to put it on the channel because it wasn't done yet. It wasn't done right. So hope that helped you guys. Like I said, if you can't find anything in the store like mussels or clams, just make sure you can go to the regular grocery store and get human food, and you can make your own fish food. The only thing is, just want to remind you one thing. If you're going to buy live clams or mussels from a supermarket or from a seafood place, what I do is I actually flash steam them. I don't cook them all the way through, but you want to make sure you get some of the bacteria out of there it can cause disease in your tank. So I forgot to mention that you do want to flash steam them before you put them in the mix. So hope you guys watched the whole video. But yeah, when you do the mussels and the clams, I always flash steam them, or you could steam them for about, I think we did about 5 minutes, just so the shells open, so you know that they're still, that seafood was alive when you got them. So that's pretty key. You know, I know some people like to feed their fish frozen clams. That's fine. I know frozen clams, usually frozen clams gets rid of some of the bacteria, but in live stuff, when you buy them directly from the seafood department, you want to make sure that you flash steam them before you put them in your food. All right. So until next time, have a great day, guys, and just remember, if you can't own them, rehome them. We're hoping to have a rehoming video coming up very, very soon with Frank and the Oscars. We'll see. I talked to Cheryl today, so we're hoping to get some stuff done. I'm not sure if we're doing anything yet. I have to verify the tank size and setups, and I want to make sure that these fish are going to be going to a good home. We also have an offer from Vance, so we'll see. We probably get the bigger ones to Vance and the smaller ones to the other girl who's got a 150. But my goal was always to have them in a 300 gallon. Vance is a 200 gallon, which is around 250. So that'd be good for them. Anyway, if you like the video, like it. If you want to comment. I'll answer your questions. And if you know anybody who wants to subscribe to the channel. Have a great day, guys. Bye.